we're now going to make a character for Coriolis, the Third Horizon. Now, what's going to be kind of interesting about this, at least for me, that out, is that I have never made a character in Coriolis. I have read the game book. I have read The Mercy of the Icons, which is a really thick, freaking wonderfully written campaign module, and it's only part 1. I cannot wait for part 2 to come out. I thought it was really wonderfully written. I would love to play Coriolis. And if you remember from the past, I said that my one... I'm zooming in on this like you guys can see it. Is that I would take out... Personally, I would take out the Arab theming. Not too much, not completely, like if it's written in the modules and so forth, but my reason for that is I could not do it proper justice. I would make a mockery of it, and that would be unintentional. I don't want to make a mockery of it. I love the feel of Coriolis. I prefer this to Alien, and I mean that sincerely. I prefer this to Alien. If you want to have more of a... They're both kind of horror, but if you know, each rule set is good. I also have my personal issues with Alien and the way they wrote that book compared to... The hell was that? Cat? Freak. Trying to have a stream here. Shut up. So anyway, that back on. So you tell Noro SexyNet? I tell Noro lots of things before SexyNet. Or terrifying. But you know, in a way, you're kind of right about the dragons, yeah. So anyway, what I was saying is that I just wouldn't be able to do it justice. I wouldn't fully pull it out, but it's like, you know how Firefly, they spoke half Chinese and so forth in their bad Chinese? I wouldn't do anything like that. Other than that, I like this game a lot. It really did. If you were to ask me, should you get Coriolis or Alien, because why have 2 sci-fi games that use generically the same rule set? I would say, would you want one that has a little more religion in it, or one that's much more horror oriented? They're both semi-horror oriented, but this one has the icons, which think of them as avatars, for lack of a better term. I wouldn't quite call them gods, but think of them as avatars. If that doesn't suit your fancy, especially after we go through some of this today, I understand, then I would say go with Alien. If that does work for you, then I would say go with this. I love this game. I do. And I've never played it. I've never even made a character for it, but I've read the books. I understand the game. And yeah, love it. So oh, by the way, if you care, I have a video where I go through Coriolis. Is it just Coriolis that time? Yeah, I have an unboxing video for Coriolis. You can find that on our YouTube channel. In the Year Zero Engine playlist. I have a playlist specifically for Year Zero Engine games. So, all right. So anyway, I love this map. I have a poster of this map as well. We're not going to get into any of this. We're not going to actually talk about the game, other than there's a few things I want to show. Really, some of it was about the art. Because if you guys like the Vaesen art, I wanted to show you the art in this book as well. I was told that doing this too quickly makes people dizzy. Sorry. Get too scared there. Look at some of the art. So one of the premise of this game, or one of the premises of this game, is the dark between the stars. And you can think of it as the metaphorical Satan. You can think of it as Gremlin. You can think of it as the dark side of the Force. Usually when I say that to people, they're like, got it, okay. There is this darkness between the stars that when you're in deep space, that is haunting. That no good deed goes unpunished. No, that's not quite right. I don't know how to, I can't fully explain it, but when you read the modules for the game and when you read this book, it clicks a little better. It turns it into, what was the name of that movie? Oh, crap. Every time I do this on stream, I completely forget everything I even want to say. Was it Lawrence Fishburne in it? Dennis Quaid? Was it Lawrence Fishburne or... Oh my God, somebody's going to type it in the chat soon. It was kind of a horror flick. No, not Night Flyers. It was kind of a horror flick, a sci-fi horror flick. something to do with the engine of the ship. Event Horizon. That's it. Yes. Event Horizon. Event Horizon, while not perfect, I think is a really good analogy for the spacefaring side of it. Not for the land-based side. The land-based side of it is Arabian Nights. But if you think of that kind of horror-esque in space, then you've got this game. I'm only paging through this so I can show you how the book is laid out and so you can see some of the art. We gave away, I think it was What Else got it. What else won this one? No, I think he won the Mutineer one. Somebody else won this one, but we gave away this game, the Raven Pack. Actually, might have been to Raven's Lair for this game, which included the cards and so on and so forth during one of our Legion with Weekly live streams like a year ago. Come on, let's get some art. There is a whole backstory to this. Again, I'm not going to get into that. I did. Oh, wasn't you? Okay. There's a whole backstory to this. I'm not going to get into it. I did it on one of the previous streams. I just wanted you guys to see the art. Here we go. Now we're getting into some of the art. Get you kind of the feel of the game. I said it's Arabic based with the clothing and how people treat each other and act and so forth, but in a sci-fi setting. Was it Mar Hawkman? Okay. It may have been. I don't remember. So, a little watercolor there. I'm not a big fan of impressionism or watercolor. I'm not, but again, it still evokes the feel. There are enough worlds that you can explore. There are enough worlds where you can play a political game. There are enough worlds where, I mean, hell, if you wanted to, if you have a really frisky GM, you could even talk about the first and second Horizons if you wanted to. But again, I'm not going to get into... Okay, let's speed through some of this. I'm not going to get into all the background of it. Just like we did in Coriolis, in Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers Hyperborea, we're going to create a character in this game following the book. So I need to pull this rule book off. Boom. So I can have it over here, so I can reference it while we are making character. This game diverges from the Year Zero engine very slightly in that it has both, is it common skills and advanced skills? It's something like that. It's but it has common skills and advanced skills. Essentially, well, you can see them on here, or general skills. There they are, general skills and advanced skills. And why that's important, and this is the only game I know of that has it. I don't own Tales from the Loop, but I don't believe that has these type of skills. And that is because these anybody can do, these have to be trained. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to give out, again, when we don't have enough people watching, if we ever start getting a bunch of people watching, I promise you guys, we're going to start doing giveaways again, but I can't do that until we get a good chunk of people watching. All has to come with bits, subscribes, ad revenue, so on and so forth. I can't do this, I can't lose money on this. So the reason I'm showing you this character sheet and I'm not going to fill it in is because this one isn't fillable. I'm typing nothing, unfortunately. But this is the character sheet for the game. I wanted you to see it. It's got a nice background. I think it's a beautiful character sheet. If you're into that, the only thing I don't like about it is I like to write in the margins, and I couldn't do that here. But the one we're going to be using is one that was created by somebody else. Oh, I downloaded here. Crap, I thought I wrote down. Well, it isn't fair for me to use this character sheet and not say where I got it from. Stand by just one moment. Coriolis character sheet. So put it on there. It comes from this site, Fiction Suit. Available PDF character sheet for Coriolis. I did try to look for one on the Fria Ligan, the Free League Publishing website. I don't use Modifius anymore. I don't like the Modifius people. They've treated me poorly. Where on the other hand, Free League has treated me wonderfully. Anytime I've mentioned anything to Free League, they've been awesome. So I don't, and plus Modifius puts out the Star Trek game that is written in such the worst English and narrative storytelling ever that I'm done with Modifius. I partially think it's because they're a UK company and UK has some dumb laws about how you write, but I don't care. It's a PDF. Well, this is a PDF. I don't know if you can see it right there, but it says PDF. They're all PDFs. And the other one, this is a PDF also. I said I just wanted to show you. It's just unfortunately not a fillable one. So I'm gonna get this off the screen though because I want to keep everything up. Some more Johan art. Oh god, what is this? Oh, he's shooting. For some reason, I thought that was a face. Like those are the two eyes. Okay, it's a hand. Never mind. It's a girl. Let's go back over here. Okay, back to Coriolis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a character in Coriolis, and let's see where this goes. Now, get everything. Well, you don't have to make, like I make PDFs all the time, and you don't have to make them fillable. That's absolutely a separate option, and there are usually things that you have to do additional to make them fillable, whether it's how you grid it out or, I mean, that could have been done in Photoshop. Yeah, you might be right. It might have been a JPEG that was just converted to PDF. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons why it doesn't happen. I don't allow my stuff to be filled in when I make PDFs. I'm not talking for game. For game, I absolutely would, but like for work, I don't let anybody change my stuff or fill in my stuff. Make your own. 'Cause I'm a jerk. But that's for work. So got the character sheet up here. I guess I'll zoom into it one more time. Oh yeah, just one. Now it's big. Now I've got the book over here. So the first thing you do when you create a character in Coriolis and any Year Zero engine game is, first of all, you make your characters together. Now, this is going to be a solo character, which is going to actually remove one of the most important parts of character creation for a Year Zero engine game. In fact, when I did my Forbidden Lands character creation video like a year ago, I skipped this one part as well because you really can't do it if there aren't other people there. The first thing you do in this game, and I like this, one of the things I like about the Year Zero engine games is they want you to make your character as part of a group. They don't want you to be super sneaky, make it on the back, like hee 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 hee. They want you to sit down with the group and make your character. And I was going to say this before, and I'm going to say it now. Making a character in Adventure and Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea, or Dungeons and Dragons, or pretty much any real OSR game is going to be way different than how we make a character in Coriolis. That's one of the reasons why I picked Coriolis, other than the fact that it was requested for the character generation, is I wanted to make, if we're going to do this, if we're going to have 2 character generation segments on one stream, I wanted them to be completely different types of games to make character for. Fantasy versus sci-fi, OSR versus more modern. I guess this would be considered a story game, although I don't like that term because people in the OSR community, like myself, usually use that as disparaging, but you know, I'm one of those people who like story games, but I like it with the OSR concept in mind of high fatality, lots of danger. You know, characters aren't crazy powerful, things like that. Zoom you out. Okay. So the first thing that you do in this game is you decide on the theme of your group concept. Do you want to be free traders? You want to be smuggler? Oh, so I'm sorry. The smugglers are part of free traders. So they have like the overall. And by the way, while I have read this book before, and I've never made a character in the game, and it's been a while since I have read it, so you're going to see me looking over here a lot. So I have StreamYard over there, and I have Coriolis over here for the purpose of making sure I'm doing it right. But so you can choose to be free traders, which includes smugglers, bulk haulers, couriers, FedEx runners. And, I actually like that. A lot of people are like, that's boring. And you get into some of the best side quests with those. If your game master doesn't have a full-on campaign, that's the best way to go because you can just go from one side quest to the next side quest to the next side quest. And if he does have a campaign, well, then you just fit into the campaign. Sure, that doesn't mean you can't have a military person on your ship at all. Probably going to have 1 or 2 or 3. But it just means that your concept is that you're a smuggler, a bulk hauler, or a courier. It also kind of helps you determine what type of ship you'll have at the beginning of the game. Because also one of the things about this game is you start with a ship, but you're in debt. And if I remember correctly, it's half the cost of the ship you still owe. And it pretty much says in here, you're a bad game master if you let the characters pay off your ship within the first couple of adventures. I'm paraphrasing when I say that, but it's true. It's supposed to be the whole reason why the characters are still doing this. Like my my shtick is when I run a game like Earth Dawn, the guys who played Earth Dawn with me know this. I keep them poor, not so poor they can't get what they want. They might not get everything they want. They might have to work for more, but I keep them poor so that they have to keep wanting to adventure. You know, if you have everything, it's just, all right, it's Monster of the Week, let's go. But if you've got something you want to go for, you know what? This I've got on layaway here, plate armor +2. You know, it's going to cost me 2,000 gold, but I only have 200. I got to adventure a couple times. I don't get the pauldrons. I don't get the greaves. I don't get, you know. My point being is, gives them something to attain, and then by the time they obtain that, it's worthy. It's worthwhile for them. But then they're already wanting to attain something else. That's the way I do it. In this one, it's about paying off the ship. Exactly, Krantz. Keep them hungry. And because for me, I need more. I'm one of those people that I struggle in writing adventures and especially dungeons, because a dungeon has to have meaning for me. I can't make a Monster of the Week dungeon. I don't like them. So when I try to create one, like make a dungeon crawl, it might start off like that, but then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, now why would that room be here? So if they've got barracks here, where would the chef be? Where would the food be cooked? Where? And I'm overthinking it because I just can't throw crap together and say, okay, you're going through it. I just can't do it. So a game like Coriolis is wonderful for me in that regard. And Forbidden Lands for the fantasy side of it is wonderful for me in that regard. Because all those games, in Coriolis, it's your ship. In Forbidden Lands, it's your stronghold. In Mutant Year Zero, it's the Ark. In GenLab Alpha, it's the Resistance. In Mechatron, it's the Dome. Mechalab 7, or whatever the hell it's called. You get the point. The game keeps you hungry. The chance of death in an OSR game is 55 to 60% starting out. That's not saying me as a DM. It's just you are squishy in a typical OSR game. And to be fair, you're kind of squishy in these games. If there's one complaint I have about the Year Zero engine games, is you can actually make yourself pretty dang tough relatively quickly. No. Mid-level in this game would kind of compare to high level in some games, especially in Forbidden Lands with the talents that you pick. If you get the right talents, you can actually make yourself really powerful. And talents are they're gained by just spending experience points. So it's not like I can hold you back a level or something like that, and then hold you back experience points. And Coriolis is kind of the same way. Now, Coriolis has other things involved like bionics and cybernetics and so forth, but again, you can find a way to build your character to get powerful if you can get through those first few adventures. But I don't know, guys, like when I play like any game, I don't like feeling powerful at low level. Now I'm the opposite. When I'm high level, I should be respected. No second level schmuck should come at me, F you, man, I kick your ass, because I will spank him. You know, if I'm 16th level, I will spank that sumbitch from here to next week. Yeah, you know, but when I'm low level, I should feel low level, but still feel like I have the potential to be great. We used to call that off the farm gaming. And I think that the Year Zero engine games do a really good job of that. Although specifically for Forbidden Lands, around mid-level, after about 3 to 5 full adventures, so maybe 10 sessions or so, you can start seeing your characters like, wow, I remember when this stuff was tough. Now it's just like, show up and it becomes a little bit of a struggle for game masters to not overpower you too badly. Because remember, there's a lot of dice involved with this versus, you know, what you guys do as well. But all right, let's get back to like a cyber samurai. Well, the problem with Street Samurai. There we go. The problem with the Street Samurai in Shadowrun is it was always beholden to its humanity. You got that humanity down to 0.1 and you're done. I don't know how the modern editions of Shadowrun have worked with that, but like first and second edition, you're always held back by your humanity. So if you couldn't lace yourself up with absolutely everything because you'd run out of humanity and I don't think you died. I think you just went insane. And it also made you really, really, really susceptible to magic. Because if you remember, humanity was your magic resistance, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, that one was one of those start strong, stay strong, and hope, and hope your reaction modifier. Pop, 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 pop. All right, let's get back on this game. So we're gonna make a character for Coriolis. Pardon all the people who had to remember. This is a live stream, everybody. This is not a YouTube tutorial video. This is a live stream. This is a podcast. So We talk, you know, I'm going to talk to chat. We're going to have conversations, even though I'm the only one on today. If you want a 10-minute tutorial, this is probably not the video you want to watch. Just put that out front. And let's, now that I'm saying that again, let me go, bam, subscribe. And, back up. There we go. All right, so let's make a character in Coriolis. So the first thing you do is you pick your group. Like I said, you can be free traders. You can be mercenaries. And let's see, what are the options for mercenaries? Corsairs, rebels, tactical teams. And then they even go into concepts. So I don't want to read all this. Let's just stay with the free traders. And then I'll just read off what the other ones are without going into all the concepts, okay? So we already said in the free traders, commerce is what greases the wheels of the third horizon. And the hub of trade in the region is the space station Coriolis. The free traders are the entrepreneurs and innovators of the horizon, embracers of the new order, with a few exceptions. Okay, you get the idea. You haul stuff around, right? Yes, Garthon did that. He absolutely did that better. I will not argue with that. So we have the smugglers, where you carry illegal cargo. Why don't I just do it for you? Show you. Carry illegal cargo to the highest bidder, bulk haulers on lonely routes with heavy loads, and couriers delivering valuable information. So here are your concepts, and you'll see how this all works together when we go through the character classes. But you get the negotiator. If it wasn't for you, the crew would still be delivering livestock to the asteroid belt. So this is the person that would start negotiating your fees, the one that would make sure you get paid well, the one that make sure you get paid at all, and made sure you didn't get screwed in your contract. So you need a pilot, someone who's going to fly the thing, right? This is freighter pilot, not fighter pilot. Be clear. Scientist, the ship's only as good as his mechanic or technician, so specifically it's a technician. You got your deckhand or your stevedore. There's always something that needs to be doing on board. So, well, this may seem like, oh, I don't want to be that. I'm just the manual labor guy. You're also the one, yeah. Others may think that you mainly scrub air filters, but there's no one who knows the ship like you do. Ship workers, you could, yeah. I think that I don't like the smuggler thing because I think it's cliche. Like, would I join a group of smugglers in a game? Sure, absolutely. Just to play the game? Hell yeah. I just think it's too cliche. It's like, if you ask people what they're going to do, it's going to be a pirate or a smuggler. You just know it. Just be pirates. Okay? Just be smugglers. And I get it because it's outside. Like, who wants to just be a courier? I work for FedEx. Why the hell would I want to do that as my job? I don't know. Futurama made it look fun. Dun, 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 dun. You get the ship worker, the dock worker, you oversee the cargo. Crap job, some would say. It's far from true. Without you, the crew wouldn't earn a single burr, right? And you got the soldier. In this case, they use the Legionnaires example. Somebody, you and your Vulcan carbine protect the group when the going gets rough. Because, of course, you know what? Not every delivery can go smoothly, right? So it says here, create your group, pick your concept, your spaceship, your talent, patron, and nemesis. And we'll get to that. Do we have that? So here are the concepts. And I'm going to let you guys pick. We only just talked about the free trader one. That is true. Can you center, please? There we go. So they're free traders, mercenaries, explorers, and pilgrims. So pilgrimage is important right for everyone in the horizon, and for some it's their calling. Other pilgrims travel for different reasons than to visit holy sites looking for work, searching for wisdom, or spreading joy to the horizon as traveling circuses. So pilgrims is kind of just a catch-all wanderer. You could be doing it for religious reasons. You could be doing it for personal reasons. You could be doing it, like, again, the traveling circus kind of thing. What do they give for examples here? Hands, traveling workers taking jobs where they're to be found. Traveling circuses, space nomads, perpetually trudging the starry void. But anyway, so what do you guys think? Should we do pilgrims? Should we do... I'm sorry, I missed one. I missed agents. Those are like undercover agents and so forth, to put it quickly. So pilgrims, agents, explorers, mercenaries, or free traders. I'll let you guys pick. So right here in our concept. Meantime, I'm going to grab a little something to drink. Everybody drop off, or am I getting severe lag here? Does nobody want to pick between free traders, mercenaries, explorers, agents, or pilgrims. Baldahar says Merc. That was the first one that came up. Anybody wants to beat that, you gotta spend bits. No, you don't get to change, dude. No. Nope, you don't get to change. If you want to change, you have to spend bits now. Those are gonna be mercenaries. Spend bits. There we go. I do get to change. He spent 10 bits. You're not gonna see it on the screen because I'm not using Streamlabs. I'm using StreamYard. But bits are like super chats, and I will put that up there. Cheer 10, Explorer. Thank you very much for the 10 cents. Well, Ravenser, you will have to outbid Baldahar now, who cheered 10. Well, you didn't cheat. You did what's authorized. If Ravenslayer outspends you, then it will be Smuggler. I'm going to give him a moment to do that, too, because I know there's some lag between the stream. I'll type in Merc for now. But I'm not going to move forward until I give him a chance. So this is group concept. Yep. All right. It's woman's prerogative to change your mind. It's man's prerogative to spend bits to change his mind. There you go. Nice. Oh, and he does come in. All right, let's change that bad boy to Smuggler. See who's the richer one today, or who cares more today. It'll be funny is if I'm actually not getting bits. You guys found a way to to get around, because I can't tell. I don't have the thing that pops up on the screen right now because I'm not using StreamYard. Okay, we're gonna go ahead with Smuggler. Unless Baldahar does cheer more, we're gonna move ahead with Smuggler so that we can keep going. But if he does spend more, got about a minute. That's all I'm gonna give you on the most on that one. So, all right. So, Smuggler carrying illegal goods, cargo to the highest bidder. Possible character concepts with sub-concepts for PCs. So we can be a negotiator. We'll get to the whole group thing. Just remember this is on page 16. Okay. So when I ask later, well, I appreciate the bits, guys, from both of you. Thank you. So concept, now the next is supposed to be get the ship. Your PCs begin play with a spaceship. Decide together as a group which spaceship to pick using the rules and tables in Chapter 7. Your most logical choice. So here's the thing. We're going to look at them, but we're not going to worry about picking a ship now. This would be something you'd do with a group, but this gets into a different part of the game that I don't want to do for the character creation example, but we will look at it. So what page are we on right now? Just to make sure, 19. So where's Chapter 7? All right, well, at the beginning here so I can find Chapter 7. Chapter 7 starts on page 136. It's way past 136. 9. So we can look at some of the ships. Okay. Spaceships and travel. Star travel on third horizon, blah, blah, blah. Planet side landing. Okay, spacecraft and horizon. So you got ship classes. Class 0 is drone. Class 1 is breach. It's like a fighter size. 2 is a little bit bigger. 3 is light freighter. 4 is heavy freighter. And 5, battle cruiser. So gives you some ideas here for the type of ship. So create your own starship. Decide what kind of spaceship you need. You know, and I thought about this before, a Corellian freighter. Well, this isn't Star Wars, so there's no Corellian freighter. But a Corellian freighter size, I think, would be 2, maybe 3. No, I don't know if it'd be 2 or 3. I guess because a light freighter is class 3, it'd be 3. Okay, so there you go. We're not going to build a ship here, frankly, because I literally have no clue how to do it. I've never done it. Now, you'd probably say, well, you never made a character before, but you're doing that now. I've created Year Zero characters before, and I've read through these rules. I know how they work in that regard. I've never created a ship, and I don't even know how the rules work, per se. I've read it, but I read it a long time ago. So I don't think it'd be fair for the stream or for you for me to do that. So we're going to go back to just making the character. But I did want to show on here that there are ship construction rules. Look at that cost. So 3, that's 1 million. 1 million burr. That's the That's the unit of money in the game. It's called Birr, B-I-R-R. Or is it B-I-R-H? I forget. Or B-H-R, whatever the hell it is. I think it's B-I-R-R. Where was I? Okay, page 8. Let's go back to where we're supposed to be here. So we pick smugglers. We'll worry about the character class in a little bit, but here are the character concepts. Now you can really make whatever you want, but they're pretty much saying that if you want to be good at what you do, it's going to be something like this. All right, so let's go down here. So spaceship, we got that. Debt. As you begin playing, you will not entirely own your spacecraft. Depending on the ship type you choose, a sizable debt will lie. Your collective debt will be 50% of the ship's original value. So if you're a group of 5, that'd be 10% each. Simple math, right? I might even say if they got a cheap ship, that it might even be higher than that. But base for the game, it's 50%. Group talents. Now, this is one where I want you guys to listen because I'm going to have you guys help me pick this. When creating your group, pick one of the talents connected to your group concept. Everyone in the group can use this talent. They're described in chapter 4. So let's do that now. So we've got to remember we're on page 19. Where is chapter 4? These beginning chapters are usually kind of short. I don't think I can click on this. Can I? Let's find out. Nope. So 66. I could just type it in here, right? It's 3 off, so 69. So here we go, talents. So the first thing we want to look at is group talents. This game is more complex than most of the other. You could debate that Forbidden Lands is because of how it does its combat, but generally speaking, this game's a little more complex, probably because it's science fiction, has technology to worry about, and so on and so forth, than the other Year Zero Engine games, but it's still simple. So group talents. A nose for Burr. It's only this top little section, 4.1. Don't worry about 4.2. If you guys can even see it, let me zoom in. There we go. Slide that over. So a nose for Burr, everything's for sale, quickest route, assault. I'm not going to look these all up. They probably do something similar to what you think they would do. Let's just pick one. And I can tell you what they are after. Remember, Burr is money. And this is a talent that everybody on the ship can use. Talents aren't magical, but they tend to be tweaks to your character that border on magical and metaphysical. That just give you that little push over the edge sometimes. Remember, you pick smugglers, so what do you think would be good for a smuggler? And for those of you who are watching this later on YouTube, the reason it's taking this long is because I think there's some lag, plus a lot of people are watching on their phones and so forth, and that's even more lag. So Raven's Lair says quickest route. Okay, so we will put that on the character sheet, and we'll look that up a little bit. So group concept. Oh, sorry, group concept. I did that wrong. Come back to this one. Personal problem, reputation. Where are talent? Okay, group talent. I don't know if I have the right group, but I'm going to do it for now. And you say quickest route. Quicket route. Okay. Now, what is quickest route? Is it going to tell me? I know it's going to tell me. But quickest route, there it is right there, is you find the quickest route. Travel takes half the amount of time as given on page 138, or one encounter along the way may be ignored. So if you're supposed to have 3 encounters, you can ignore one of them. The game master gets 1 darkness point per use. One use per journey. So darkness points are powers the game master can use against you. It can be something like calling in reinforcements. It could be something re-rolling a die. It can be, so you're going to get these things as well. With the rules of the game, you can say push your roll. When you push your roll, you give the game master a darkness point. Pushing your roll means you rolled, you didn't succeed or didn't succeed as well as you wanted to. You want to re-roll some dice and uh-oh. That can be good, that can be bad. Again, you can watch my Coriolis video that I have in the Year Zero Engine playlist on our YouTube channel for more about that. But this would give, using this talent, would give the Game Master 1 darkness point to use against you. And that's how they're done. Darkness points are used against the players. But instead of focusing on that, we focus on the fact that, hey, you can do this in half the time. You can do that Kessel run. And you know what? Later on, because of that, you get to get stuck in Carbonite. All right, let's go back up to this page 19, which would meet page 22. So 1 talent there. So next is going to be Patron and Nemesis. The third horizon is a hard place and getting. So let's kind of make this a little quicker instead of reading everything. The free trader's Patron Nemesis. So let's see, Aldair Jubal of Jubal Imports and Exports, a shady peddler from, I can't pronounce that. See, that's why I don't want to do this with the Arabic stuff, because I would not. Jakaroom. Make sure the flow of spices, drugs, and weapons continues. So let's see. It's becoming something of traditional sponsorship because ally them powerful benefactor. As a group, pick a patron from your group concept below. If you'd rather come up with a patron of your own, you may, as long as the GM agrees. Okay. You'll also begin play with an enemy, a nemesis. Okay, there we go. So you pick one of each. Now, you could come up with your own, but let's just... Sounds like old school Cthulhu Insanity. No... Because Insanity was a role your character would make, if I'm remembering correctly. A character to see if he just goes nutbags. In this game, it's more like what is it in Dungeons and Dragons they have now? Inspiration or something like that, or in the old BattleTech 2nd Edition, Edge. It's something like that. It's just a tool that the Game Master can use against the players. As they use their talents and so on and so forth. Because remember, that quickest route thing is kind of magical. It's pseudo-magical. Or anytime you pray to the icons, you're praying for the light. Well, there's an opposite effect of that, which potentially means the Game Master gets some dark. And we'll get into that a little later. So anywho, let's make it easy. Let's just pick Aldair as the patron, and we'll pick the second one, Nasser, as the... So, where is it on here? Here, weapons, people I've met, my cabin, tiny notes. Oh, did I miss it? Name, concept, personal problem, background, icon, reputation, relationships, experience. Okay, I didn't miss it, so I guess I'm just going to put it in notes. So we're going to put patron. And then I'm just going to use the next one as the nemesis. I would suggest coming up with your own, but that's just me. What? I want that on the next line. Is it not letting me go to the next line? Wow. Okay, well, this PDF didn't get formatted well, but that's okay. The Free League. By the way, that is where Free League Publishing gets its name. It's from this game. All right. So what's next? Player character. Okay, choose your background, choose a concept. Now, backgrounds, you must decide what your background is. You know, where you're from, how'd you grow up, are you normal human or humanite? The answers will be foundation to which to build your PC. I kind of want to do this a little quickly so we're not taking up a lot of time. Origin means both which star system you come from and whether you're of the first come or Zenithian. And I completely forgot about this aspect of the game in terms of, I know the history of it, the first come and Zenithians. I don't, again, watch that video of on Coriolis that I did. It's in that in our playlist. So this is what I'm going to ask you guys. What do you like the idea of? The first come actually were not the people to leave Earth first. The first come were the people who just arrived first because the portals were found. So the Zenithians, on the other hand, there were two ships, the Nadir and the Zenith. The Zenithians, well, They were in space like for like 1,000 years, and when they got here, they're like, "WTF? How is it already populated? God dang it!" But now they've kind of taken over. There are factions, and wow, if I had remembered that, I probably wouldn't have done this today. So, but what do you guys like? Do you like the idea of being one of the first come, the people who actually arrived here first, or the Zenithians who left Earth hundreds of years beforehand and unfortunately arrived to a populated system? The reason that's going to matter is it's going to determine like which faction you're either from or supporting. Zenithians often have a pragmatic view of the world and place their trust in science as much as the whimsy icons. They regard themselves as being more modern than the superstitious first come. But the first come have a reason to be superstitious and claim to be the champions of success, progress, and leadership. The first come, on the other hand, view themselves as more spiritual and with a deeper connection to the icons than the Zenithians. For the first come, both close and extended family matters greatly. I took the long way around Zenithian. Okay. I personally prefer the Zenithians as well. And I mean that as playing a character. That might surprise some people because when you've seen me roleplay, if you've seen me roleplay, you'd probably be like, "Oh, dude, you're first come all the way, aren't you?" You'd think so, but I actually like the Zenithians better in this. Okay. So it'll be Zenithian. And you know what? I don't care what planet. Let's just say Kua, even though I don't even think that's really appropriate to be a Zenithian on Kua. No. The first, whatever. I don't care. I'm scrolling back to the map because I just want to skip. I don't want to do any background part. That's the problem with doing a year zero engine game. So much of it relies on background, and it's important. It's not just stupid fluff. It's important to getting experience points in the game. But I want to get to, we're going to just say Kua. We're going to make it easy. So that's probably wrong, and somebody's going to go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that because that's what Coriolis is floating around, and it's supposed to be the captain's family." We're just going to do it anyway. So, oops, so where was that? Concept, background. I don't think I want to put it there. If I do, well, too bad. We're going to put it down here for now. My cabin, people I've met, weapons, armor. Might be, might. Icon, personal problem, concept. Let's just put, really, you're just going to typo what? Not the best PDF in the world. All right, we'll just do that for now. Okay. And there you go. The dark between the stars, the omens have foretold it, and the clergy have preached it for a long time now. The dark between the stars, the unspeakable, corrupting force at work in the intersection between civilization and the endless nothingness of space, seems to be real. In Coriolis, the dark between the stars plays roughly the role of the devil in Earth's Christianity. I actually like to liken it to the dark side of the force, personally. Not because I don't want anything to do with religion in here, but I don't think of it as like even a being of any sort. I think of it as just a power. And I know some people be like, "Well, metaphorically speaking, that's what the devil..." A lot of people picture the devil with the whole horns and pitchfork stuff, so. Okay. Actually, it compares it to Firefly. Firefly, Revelation Space, which I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, they're books by Alistair Reynolds, and Alien by Ridley Scott are the 3 tips for inspiration for this game, which is funny that they also own the Alien IP for games. All right, let's get back to this. I'm going to, because it's been so long that since I've done this, I'm going to read off everything. I don't want to do that. All right. So we picked patron nemesis, background, origin, upbringing. Okay, so your upbringing. You know what? No. Let's roll. We did everything else. I completely see. I should have gone in order. We can roll right there. Home system. Got the doohickey still up here. So D6, it says roll. I got a 3. So it says we're from Kua. There we go. Says it right there. The center of the horizon, home of the space station Coriolis. So look at that. I was right. Okay. Next. And there is an atlas book that goes with this game, so you can learn a lot more about the systems and whatnot. I have it. The artwork for this game is just, to me, it's different than Vaesen, but it's just as phenomenal. The only thing I kind of don't like about the art in this game is it tends to be a little more impressionist, but it still fits the theme really, really well. All right, so let's go back over here. So what are we doing now? Next thing we want to do is to do origin, upbringing. Okay, humanities. Not everyone in the horizon is a normal human or a pureblood. These humanites, as they are called, often found in primitive tribes on distant planets or abandoned space stations. If you play a humanite PC, your starting reputation is halved, and reputation is important in this game, especially for negotiations. But in return, you get a talent connected to your biosculpting. All right. Do we want to? Is there a way to roll for that, or do we just pick it? Nope. Looks like we pick it. Okay. There are 3 humanites. You can choose to be normal human. I think that's a good quote. The greatest trick the devil pulled on mankind was to convince them he did not exist. I don't believe in the devil in terms of the biblical devil or even the pitchfork and horns, but you could convince me of the dark between the stars. I do believe in. See, I believe in intelligent design, but I believe that intelligent design is also mathematics. I just believe that we haven't figured out the ineffable equation yet that is out there, and that the equation itself, if not conscious, is still an intellect of some sort that we don't understand. I don't want to get into that further because some people will be like, oh my God, he believes that math is an old guy that throws lightning bolts down. No. But, that's me. So I kind of believe that evil is the same thing. Also, just like, goodness is light, evil is shadow. I believe in that conceptually. I believe in the monadic model where there's always, without one, there can't be the other. Anyway, so I'm going to say no, we're not humanites because that just adds in something I don't want to deal with right now. But the talents would be pheromones if you're a Serb. If you're a Zinger, I don't know how to actually pronounce that because it looks more Chinese and it's not Uyghur, so I know how to spell that. Get resistance, and Nerid, you get water breathing, which you have gills. Character concept. Now, this is where I want you guys to jump back in. Remember, we went with Smuggler. Raven's Lair paid for Smuggler. So Raven's Lair, actually anybody can jump in. Let me go up here. So for Smuggler, that's here we go, free traders. Here are the possible character concepts. You could technically do something else. You're not necessarily limited to this, but this is what makes sense. You want to be a negotiator, a pilot, a scientist, a ship worker, another ship worker, or a soldier. So basically a dock worker, deckhand, legionnaire, technician, freighter, pilot, or peddler. What do you think your role on this ship would be? And if Raven's Lair doesn't speak up, somebody else can as well. That's fine. Trying to do this interactively so everybody gets to feel involved. So Raven's Lair wants to be a pilot. Okay. Raven's Lair has picked the freighter pilot. Let's go back down to here. This is why I like physical books over PDFs. I know somebody's saying, but you can mark the page. Yeah. Okay, so background. We already did the background. You're basically, you're a pureblood. Now the concept is going to be the pilot, so the freighter pilot. So driver, freighter pilot, fighter pilot, etc. So let's get that on the character sheet. Concept is going to be freighter pilot. Boom. There we are. Name and appearance, I'm not going to worry about that right now because those have no actual implication in the game. You can name yourself whatever you want and make yourself look like however you want. Now, reputation is something in the... Oh, next is... sorry, you know what? Hold on. Name and appearance. Reputation. Reputation is a rating that decides your social position and standing in Horizon. Reputation is determined by your upbringing and modified by your concept. So, concept was the pilot, right? Upbringing was normal human. It was not one of the humanites. Gun cola. Okay, fine. So, as a normal human, let's see, plebeian, let's see. If you play humanite, your reputation is lowered. Page 22. Your reputation can change over the course of gameplay. Your reputation score. All right. So where is this? Your upbringing. Oh, I'm sorry. You get to pick. Don't you get to pick? Reputation, rating, besides your social. Okay, so that's upbringing. You're right. Upbringing modified your concept. You get to pick is creating the PC Saba Trailblazer. First come with origin, a stationary background. What I want to make sure is I think this is picked, like you get to pick this, but I want to make sure because this is the same thing that they do with age categories in the other games. So I'm pretty sure this is picked. So we're just going to go with that. It doesn't say here roll or you have to be this, and I don't think it because pilot already affects it. So do you want to be a plebeian, stationary, or privileged? Now here's what you get. As a plebeian, you get more attribute points. Life is rougher. Okay? Life is rougher. But, because of that, you get more attribute points. Unfortunately, you're also not educated as well, so you have less skill points. And all this can be raised in the game. So tell me which one you like, plebeian, stationary, or privileged. You probably can't see those. So let me zoom in on that portion of it. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now you can see that. So plebeian gets 15 attribute points. Stationary gets 14 attribute points. Privilege gets 13 attribute points. However, plebeian gets 8 skill points. Stationary gets 10 skill points. And privilege gets 12 skill points. And then, of course, your reputation. Oh, well, I couldn't go Han Solo, so I went Han Solo. Not Star Wars. That's Astonishing Swordsman Sorcerers. All right, if I don't see anything in chat in just a moment here, I'm going to just pick it, and I'll probably pick stationary because I like doing things just kind of down the midline. So it's 14, 10, 4, 1,000. Oh, he picked plebeian. All right. So that's 15, 8, 2, 500. Right. So let's zoom out of that. Anybody else can chime in as well. This isn't just Ravenslayer's character. We're all playing along here. Reputation is 2. And that really comes into play with social, with your empathy stat later on. Now, attribute points. I'm going to have to look up pilot to see what the difference is, but generally speaking, this is how it works. These ratings can be between 2 and 4. All right? Usually the other games allow the max to be 5 in your one basically what's based on your class or your concept. So I'm gonna have to look that up to see if it's the same in this game, but it's between 2 and 4, and because you pick plebeian, you get 15 points to spread between these. You could do 15, really? Think about that. So you could have 3, 4, 4, 4, or something like that. But let me see if you get a 5. Okay, your attributes was natural. Attributes range from 1 to 5 for normal humans. Oh, is this one not a 2 to 4 like the rest? Okay, never mind. Higher number is better. The attribute scores are used when you roll dice for important actions in the game. Yes, when you create your PC, you get a pool of dice spending attributes. Oh, here we go. You must assign at least 2 and at most 4 to each attribute, with the exception of the key attribute for your concept, in which you go, that is right. So what we need to do is we need to look at what the concept is for 5. I'm guessing it's going to be agility, but let's find out. Can I, oh, please? So we need to find out, excuse me for coughing. I should have muted that and I didn't. Okay, artist, data spider. Oh, here. Let's go through these. May as well see the art at the same time. Fugitive, negotiator, operative, pilot. Okay, so pilot is freighter pilot. You travel the horizon. Zoom out one. Freighter pilot, you travel the horizon's trade routes in a freighter. Dark between the stars doesn't scare you. You could be a free trader, a dust traveler. Okay, but you've already picked that you're a smuggler, which is fine. Reputation is +0. Okay, key attribute is agility. So you could put 5 in agility. It's not a +1 bonus. It just means your maximum for agility is 5. And we're going to have to remember this page because we're going to have to come back to it. So what page is that? 40. It's page 40. So going back to the character over here, you have 15 points to spend because you picked plebeian. And if you wanted to, you could go, let's say, 5. I think wits is good for a pilot. So 9. You got 6 left. 3 and 3. I'll wait. Are you okay with those stats? Oh, wow. It works. It pre-configures them. Nice. That's pretty cool. It pre-configures these. Did I do my math right? 6, 10, 15. Yes, I did. If you really have heartburn with this, you'll let me know. I'm going to keep moving on here. I know there's a little delay between when I do this and when you can type back, but I'm going to keep these stats unless you really have heartburn with that. Okay, you said that works. Good. Okay, so the next thing... Oh, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Since we're here, I think this is actually the next part we want to be is on page 40. Reputation score, choose a name, choose your appearance, choose your attribute points, do that, determine your hit points and mind points. The game already calculated that for me. 8. Strength plus agility. 3, 5, yeah, okay, that's 8. Yep. And mind points are wits plus empathy. 4 and 3 is 7. So, hey, that part of the PDF was really good. Like that. Oh, which makes me wonder. Nope, not at all. All right, so moving on. So the next thing, determine hit points. Okay, determine your skill levels. Now, remember, you have only 8 skill points. That's it, just 8. And I will get the skill list up here in a second. I can scroll down to it. Because you have general skills and advanced skills. Now, probably going to want to put something in pilot. Okay? Just know that this game is different than the other Year Zero engine games. In the other Year Zero engine games, you don't have to have points. It just means 0 dice. So you just roll your attribute and that's it. In this game, in Coriolis, the general skills are like that, but advanced skills, if you do not have a point in it, you cannot do the ability. So basically, you cannot pilot if you don't have any points in pilot. And typically in these games, you can put between 1 and 3 points. You have a total of 8 points to give. Let me get back down to page. I should remember what chat was on. Remember. Back. Is it? That's on page. Of course, you won't show it now. 19. Back down here to the pilot. Boom. So the pilot. So concept skills. As a freighter pilot, you can have data gen, force, pilot, technology. Now, what I don't know, and I'm going to have to look it up, is I'm going to have to look up, are these mandatory or optional? Like, do you have to have 1 point in each? I don't think so. But unfortunately, it's been quite a long time since I've done this. So And this game is different than the other Year Zero engine games. That's improving your character. There's no problem. We'll get to that in a moment. Talent, skills. 16 skills games. Your master user number from 0 to 5. The higher the better skills. And the user described detailed chapter 3. Got it. General advance. Skills are divided in 2 groups. I already mentioned about that. When you create a PC, you get a number of skill points. How many depends on your upbringing. See table, did that. You can set your concept skills to a maximum level of 3 and other skills to a maximum level. Oh, okay. Okay. So, those 4 skills that it talked about, which we'll go back to in a moment here, you can max out at 3. So, like you said, you wanted pilot at 3. That is one you are allowed to have at 3. Pilot 3. Now, let's look at those other ones. You can also take data gen, which is basically like hacking. I don't know what force is off the top of my head. I have to look it up. I think that's moving stuff. Pilot technology, and technology is for like fixing stuff. So pilot 3. Oh, say you want 1 in data gen. Okay. So that's 4. That's already half of your points. So you put 1 here and you put 3 there. You have 4 points left to spread between really any of these. It's just you can only put a maximum of you can only get the 3 in technology. Where's force? Let's see. Oh, okay, no, that counts general skills as well. So in your general skills, you can only have 1 in all of them. Oh, interesting. Data gen, force, pilot, and technology. Okay, I was not expecting that. So 1 in technology. So you can get all these skills, but you can only put 4 in, or 3, sorry, in data gen, force, pilot, and technology. Everything else can only be a 1. So there's 4, 5. You got 3 points left. 1 in range combat. So the way you'd roll range combat, you're shooting a rifle is agility plus your range combat ability. So that's 1 plus 5. So you'd be rolling 6 dice, which is really good. Even for only having 1 skill there, that's really good. 2, 3. You have 2 points left. 1 force. Okay. There's force. Okay, you have 1 point left. And the good news is this is just a generic character just to show people how to make stuff. So we're not going to spend too much time worrying about, oh my God, did I take that or did I take that or should I have taken something else? And he said 1 in culture. All right, so there we go. That's how we're going to go. We're going to move on now. So got key agility. Sorry, key ability is agility. Reputation 0. Picked freighter pilot, which is there. Now, you can, it says choose from the list or use your imagination. Use your imagination for that. Talents, this is where the next thing is going to be important. Pick 1. You can learn more during play. 0G training, exo specialist, or targeting scope, which is actually a cybernetic. So, I'm not going to look up the rules for those things. I will let you pick. Told me you had that goofy name. Is it? Okay, that's the name you gave me. Not worried about that. How many critical injuries? Your next talent is going to be. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm just looking over to see what's in there. I didn't even look at names. Nobody else was responding for the longest time, so I just okay, culture. That was not me confusing you with Baldahar that time. That was me not even looking at the name at all. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna put on here 0G training. Why not? Unless that's really causing anybody heartburn, because I do want to keep this moving along here. I think that's pretty good. When we'll look up what 0G training is in a little bit, especially as a freighter hauler. if it's a fighter, maybe be something different, but as a freighter hauler, that thing's probably, first thing people are going to do is they're going to turn off your gravity, right? Or it's not going to have gravity at all and you're going to be floating around. Be good to be able to stop pirates from coming in there. And let's see. Okay, now, personal problem. Choose from the list or use your imagination. Sorry, but I need to move this along here. We've been taking a long time. So I'm just going to pick the second one. You hate humanites, the privileged and Oh, the privilege. You hate the privilege because you come from... there we go. Yeah, we'll go with that. You hate the privilege because you came from plebeian society. And will do anything to provoke one of them. Take it. Oh, did they use the they thing here? God damn it. Anything if you... I have to actually look that one up. That one might not actually be wrong. One of them. That's still not right, though. Okay, so. Personal problem. I'm going to paste that. Whoa. So. You hate the privileged. And will do anything to provoke. Here, let's do this in right English. To provoke them if they get close. There we go. Now our English is correct. We don't use them where it doesn't belong. Yeah, I don't ever remember seeing that in this game. I hate that they, them shit. Does not follow pronoun antecedent agreement. Stop doing it. And don't let the 0.03% of society that feels buttered over it try to convince you of otherwise. Okay. Icon, we haven't got to the icon yet. We will get to that in a bit. Now, here's the part we're going to skip. But we will talk about it because it is such an important part of the game. Relationships to the other PCs. You do not have to pick these, but it does help. It does help to get the brain juices flowing. Choose from the list or use your imagination. Obviously, the ellipsis here is character's name. So we'll just say Max. Max thinks that you're a rickshaw driver. This annoys you. And what that does is that gives you something you can roleplay. So anytime I come up and be like, hey, can you take us over there? Oh, no, I'm not your personal hauler. Not running through space here. Oh, where you like to go? Where you like to go? It starts adding to roleplay. And whenever you roleplay within this construct, you get an experience point. Not every single time. If you roleplay within the construct, you get an experience point. So these things actually help you grow your character. And by the way, relationships change. You may come and talk to me one time and say, look, man, I don't like how you just think of me as dragging you all around the universe like you own me or some crap like that, or you're just paying the bill and I'm your personal taxi cab. Stop it. And I may go, oh, crap, you know what? I didn't realize that. All of a sudden, our relationship changes. Then on your character sheet, this relationship would change as well. And that kind of shows how the characters grow as a group and with each other over time. But you get experience points for playing within the character construct. I like that. The other characters give you a bell to ring while you try. There you go. This is how you would utilize it. Now you say, you know what? Max is a good friend, someone to trust. Well, mine might say, Raven, or what's your character's name? Gung Cholo is an idiot. I'm going to manipulate him for everything he's worth. That isn't normally how it works. You talk about it as the players. It's like, hey, you know what? I kind of want, you're a good friend. You're someone I can trust. Maybe we got a little story as to why. And then you put that in here, blah, 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 blah. And you say, you know what? That person's my buddy. The other ones are just people I know, but that person's my buddy. And it all adds to the growth of the character with the game. Again, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do this first one just to get something in there. There. Max thinks you're a rickshaw driver. This annoys you. But we're buddies. Give him the Zark work. No pants. There you go. You could, well, it has to be something that's more thought-provoking. It's not just doesn't wear pants. It's something relationship like, you know what, Gung Cholo doesn't wear pants and this annoys me, or something like that. It's got to be something that's a little deeper that can be worth role-playing, but it also has to be meaningful. It can't just be some random thing. least I would make sure it was something meaningful between the characters. You know, and be like, he likes the color blue, and that upsets me. So anytime I see the color blue, I'm just gonna sigh. No, 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 no. It's got to be something worthwhile for an actual character. Okay, so we don't have any critical injuries. We've done the hit points. We haven't done the icon yet. We will get to that. That's going to be something pretty important. We've picked our talents. We got a group talent. We picked our personal talent. So quickest route, 0G training. Now we do our gear. The way gear works in the Year Zero engine games is you take your strength, so it's 3, multiply it by 2, so that's 6, and that's how many lines of gear you get to have without being encumbered. Okay? Watch out for the Gungcholo. He's friends with that Wookiee. That Wookiee, yep. That could be one, absolutely, but there are no Wookiees in this game. You could use these rules for a Star Wars game, absolutely. Good luck trying to figure out how to use the Force and so forth in it, but hey, maybe treat them like the icons or something, I don't know. But, so anyway, so this character can have 6 lines of items, and items come in 3 forms. They come in light, normal, and heavy. A light item is half a line, so you'd put 2 of them on here. There's actually also one that basically you don't put on here at all. I can't, was it trivial or something like that? I forget what it is, but for now it isn't going to matter. Normal items take up 1 line, heavy items take up 2 lines. So that's just the way it works. So it says you begin play with this gear, pick 1 from each row. I'm just going to just going to type in what it says here. We're going to do tools. Ordinary. I don't know what that is, so we're just going to go exoshell. Why not? Communicator. Apparently it's Mark 4. Now, some of these may not constitute 1 line. I'm just writing down what it says right here. An accelerator pistol. I hope I spelled that right. If not, I don't care. And a flight suit, of course, a flight suit. There we go. I didn't say Wookiee. Fair enough. Don't want any copyright strikes. You didn't say Wookiee. So, here's described in Chapter 6. We can get to that in Chapter 6. Weapons right now. Accelerate. I'm being PISTOL. I'm surrounded by cats. Okay. Armor. I don't think flight suit is going to count as armor. So right now you don't get any armor. People I've met, that's stuff you can put on. That's stuff that you can put on here as your character meets people and adventures. My cabin. This will be things so you can leave gear in your cabin. So let's say you don't want to take, the exoshell. I don't know what that is, but let's just say it's it's a suit that you can wear in space. Well, you don't want to just carry that with you all the time. You can leave that back in your cabin. So it's kind of like this is your storage. What did they call it in Mutant Year Zero? Was it just the Ark? I think it was. I forget what they call it in Mutant Year Zero, but anyway, it's the stuff that you basically have back at home at your hovel. In this case, obviously, it's on the ship. So you can describe your cabin. Tiny item. There we go. These are the items that don't take up any actual inventory gear space. We're going to keep these up here for now until we find out what the gear does, which we'll do in momentarily. And I think that's it. This took a long time to make this character because we talked about some things, and also, we didn't put in appearance. You can pick your own type of appearance and clothing and so forth. We do have to pick the icon. So, that's it. I mean, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy and paste the appearance from what's in here. Let's do... Oh, yeah. Let's just do all 3 of these. Because I think they all fit at one time. You can do all of that. Proud eyes, chisel features, steel gray eyes. There you go. Clothing. Of course you wear pilot's uniform and a leather jacket because you're just that kind of Tom Cruise type person. There we go. Okay. Scroll down here. I got to get through these pages. Over here. Trailblazer, blah, blah, blah. Lots of classes. Again, you can, all of this, look at my old Coriolis video. These are the rules. How to roll Art of Failing. Dark between the stars. I don't want to deal with. Just so we go. Here we go. Darkness points without prayer. So here are things that that the game master can do to put obstacles in your way. It costs 1 darkness point to re-roll. Costs 1 darkness point to take the initiative. And NPC breaks the turn order and reacts before her slot in the turn. By the way, I'm totally cool with using her. I think it's a good thing, and I like it when games do that. I just don't like it when they do they, them. Because it sounds like a 5-year-old, 7-year-old who didn't go through freaking first grade English. So you can empty the clip, cost 1 DP. Misfire, the PC's firearm jams. The attack is lost, and a roll for technology. A slow action is required to fix the weapon. That costs 3 because that's starting to really hurt the characters. And so forth. Anyway. Lost possession. A PC has dropped an important possession. The GM decides which for 3 darkness points. Now, mind you, that costs 3 darkness points. But for 3 darkness points. So reinforcements can come in. Cost 1 to 3. But you get the idea. Dark Mind. A PC suddenly is stricken with a temporary dark badness. More in Chapter 14, which is a Game Master chapter. So, yeah. Okay. Which icon you pray to depends on which skill you just tested. Hold on, that's I have to find something. These are skills. Talents. Come on. I'm looking for the icon. I could just go back to the beginning of the book. I'm looking for the icon chapter. That's combat. Okay. So I want to go back to page 19. Sorry for all the scrolling here, but this is the nature of using a PDF. Nemesis. The hell is it? What page am I on? 18, 19. Okay, so I guess it's 20. Player character. Here we go. 21. Choose your gear, choose your skill levels, choose your name, attribute, skill levels, choose a talent, randomly determine your icon and icon talent. Okay, I was missing something. So, what I just read a moment ago where it says, depending on the skill you're trying to use, determines which icon you pray to. Yes. But you're born under the sign of an icon also. Now, not unfortunately, I like randomness. I don't like characters picking everything, even when it's my character. But you were born under the sign of an icon. You didn't get to determine your birth date. Your parents kind of got to determine that. Unless you're born earlier, you decide to stay in the oven a little longer. So what we want to do is we want to determine icon and icon talent. I don't know what page that is on. I'm thinking it's going to be in the talents chapter, but I need to look here to verify. Pretty sure it is going to be yeah. And if you want to know more about the factions and so forth, that is absolutely given in. I didn't do every single one of them, but I did chart them out and so forth. The factions of Coriolis in the video that I have in the Year Zero Engine playlist. Okay, yeah, it's got to be page 66. Oops. It's funny when I go full screen, I can do this. When I don't go full screen, I can't. So. Starting talents, new talents, group talents. So, talents, icon. Here we go. As your PC is born on the sign of one of the icons, she is blessed by it. Icon talents are determined randomly when creating your PC and can never be learned during play. That is right. Icon talents can be used once per session, and each use gives the GM 1 DP. All right. That off the screen. So where is the chart to roll? If it's random, where is the chart to roll? We'll talk about is that back in the character creation part? It's on a page, if I remember correctly, it's on a page that's all black. Like it's here. Mystical. Nope. It's been a while since I looked at it. Okay, what page is this? Icon talents. Well, no. Thing is icon talents. Where do you see what page is that on? General talents. Icon. Yeah, but the thing is, there's a random roll for this. There's a chart. There's actually a chart for this. Oh, and I didn't see it. Starting talents. $4.2. You mean 42? Below that 4.2. Look hard. Look. I'm gonna put 42 in there. That's not icon talents. Concepts. So that is the names, reputation, key, agility. Well, if you saw it, I want to go back to 19, 21. Oh, talents. I did not see. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. No, I knew the actual talent list was there, but there's a chart. Choose relationship, choose your gear, choose your crew position. I'm gonna get to this crew position thing too before we're done. So anybody watching on YouTube is probably going crazy right now. What? Icon. Oh yeah, that's gonna be. That's just gonna be too much. Icon. Yeah, not talent. It's hopefully. The icon. Okay, here we go. Icon sign your board will grant you special. Aha! Here it is. 2.5. So let's roll. D66. Ooh. Oh, I closed out the rolls page. I did not close out the rolls page. I don't know how to do a roll D66 here. Can I just type in D66? I can't. Oh, nope, I can't. That comes with 49. You can't have a 9 in a D66. So, you know what I'll do? Just to make it quick, I'm just going to do a D6 twice. First one's 10, second one's 1s. I'm sure there's a way I can code it in there, but I don't care. So 41. 41 says, I was born under the sign, or Ravens, I was born under the sign of the deckhand. I'm going to cough. I don't know if that muted anything. I hope it did. By the way, where we could say that the Astonishing Swordsman and Sorcerer's character creation took a while, that had a lot to it. These characters, honestly, when you know these books, we're looking at like the one book I don't know. Well, no, I can make a Forbidden Lands character and just pop those things out. Year Zero Engine, or no, sorry, Mutant Year Zero is even easier because it doesn't have some of the stuff you have to worry about in Forbidden Lands. Just worry about what the rod is and so forth. But anyway, I can whip those characters out in like 5 minutes. Well, we'll say 10. Well, just to be fair, we'll say 10. But really, it's like 5 minutes. Anyway, so the deckhand. Now we go back down to the deckhand talent. A key. Usually portrayed. Okay, so the deckhand icon is usually portrayed as a. Here, let's do this. The deckhand. This icon is usually portrayed as a tired boy holding a broom. The deckhand can bless homes and ships if they're well kept and the right offerings have been made. Here are the 5 positions. Now, I know a lot of people who play Starfinder like to say, Starfinder's so great because it has the ship positions as well. Well, first of all, the first game I saw have that is a game that came out before Starfinder. And I'm not saying Traveler. Traveler is based on a whole different type of game. But was Stars Without Number. Coriolis, I don't know what came out first, Coriolis or Starfinder, I don't care. But there's a whole chapter for how to handle this. The captain gives orders. If you follow the captain's orders, you get a bonus to your roll. That's why it's important for the captain to give good orders and for you to follow the captain's orders. Obviously, engineer, pilot, and gunner, they all have their, and I think the actual turn order goes in that order, if I remember correctly as well. Captain gives the order first, then it goes down to what's the engineer doing for power, what's the pilot doing for maneuvering, what's the sensor operator doing for getting a target, and what's the gunner doing for shooting the target. That's the way I seem to remember it. It's been a while since I read it. But anyway, yeah, and real quickly, when we were talking about buddy, you pick one of them as your buddy. There it is right there. But okay, so now what we want to do is we want to find out that icon talent. Icon talent connected to page 25. Oh, there you go, page 25, jerks. Could you tell me that before? Icon talents. So what is the talent? The deckhand's talent. If your ship drops below, it's highlighted here so you can see it. I'll even zoom way the hell in on it so it's on your screen there. If your ship drops to 0 hull points or energy points, you can restore D6 points of either kind instantly. This requires no action from you. It is the icons intervening on your behalf. Remember, you can use this once per session. And I think the game even says something like if your sessions are long, like 8 hours, then once per every 3 to 4 hours. Which, to me, an 8-hour session is the appropriate length for a session. I hate 3 to 4 hour games. I hate them. I don't feel like anything gets done. Anyway, the Game Master also gets a darkness point. So that is the deckhand's talent. That's what you get. Which, you know what? For a freight hauler, that was pretty good, don't you think? I think that was pretty good for a freight hauler. Somebody's messing with your ship, or if you're out of energy. I like that one. So you can't complain about that. Every character is going to have a different, or you two could have the same. Okay, so we have our attributes, trauma, we have our appearance, we have relationships. Normally you'd have one for each character. What I've noticed when making these characters, when you do it around the table, this is the part, the relationships, that's the part that takes the longest. Well, that and sharing the book, because not everybody has the book. But that's because you want to talk it over with the people at the table, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, let's use Firefly. Let's just use the Firefly example. Wouldn't it be cool if everybody hates the captain but needs the captain because he's a smartass, but he also gets the job done? He's really protecting of people. What would Jane be? Jane would be like everybody. I don't even know how to write a relationship with Jane. Why would he be on that ship? I mean, in terms of like these game mechanics, oh, there we go. Jane sees River and I forget what her brother's name was as a chance to make money. Well, they see Mal as a means to getting away from, or staying hidden and getting away from whatever the hell the name of the government was. I forget what it is. You can kind of put that stuff together. And, I don't think that Firefly is the best ship around. Be a great one between what's her name with Torres' character. I forget her name, the first officer. I forget her name, the character's name. But anyway, between her and Mal, because they have history, so they'll protect each other over pretty much anything else. I mean, and you can write that up in these quick little sentences, and then you talk about, well, wait a minute, okay, you two fought in the war, and so you've got that bond, but I'm married to you. So that gives us the bond. And sometimes, I see that you might appreciate the captain because of your history, and I might feel underappreciated or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put that together. And then you have a crew. Now, when a character dies, a new character comes in, it is easy. Don't overthink this. You can absolutely have a character join the ship. And maybe the players or the characters who are already on the ships, like, we don't know who this new guy is, but he brought along some technology, so he's not too bad. Another one might be like, I just want him for his technology. I don't care who he is. Man, this guy knows tech. Maybe he could help out the ship. In the meantime, this person's looking at the rest of the crew is like, wow, this captain seems like a stand-up guy. I can't wait to serve him. Now that dude over there is a jackass. I hope he stays away from me because blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? So just because you're new to the game, to that group, doesn't mean you can't have a relationship. Think of it as first impressions are a bitch kind of thing. Some you're going to get a good feeling for right away, some you're not. And those relationships will change over time. You'll learn that this person really is an asshole, but this one isn't. This person's actually really darn cool. Now they got to talk to him. Like Rush from Stargate Universe. First season, I hated Rush's character, and I'm like, why do you do this? I mean, it's not even fun to watch this show for the first season. But second season, which sucked because, I mean, the season's great, but it sucked because they're going to get canceled. Rush comes around, you're like, holy crap, now I feel for this guy. The relationship between the characters changed. And that's how you equate it in this game. So this really becomes like what I would consider the most important part. And the thing is for the folks on YouTube later, you probably stopped watching a long time ago, didn't get to this point, but I probably just made my most salient points of the entire segment right there. Because I did fumble around in getting the rest of this done. Anyway, do I want to put the deckhand's talents in here? We could put the deckhand. I don't know if it matters. Oh, we're going to look at the equipment. I forgot we were going to look at the equipment. So let's finish up since we're pretty much done. We can look at a lot of other talents. Eco special. Oh, the 0G training. Let's look at what that 0G training is. For the 0G training, your sense of balance is well adapted to an environment without gravity. You get +2 to dexterity when in 0G. That's +2 dice. Now, I don't know if 0G automatically comes with a penalty already and this mitigates it, or if you literally just get +2 dice in 0G. Either way, that's freaking awesome, because 2 more dice is always better. Right? So, let's go to our equipment. These are the bionic. Okay, so bionic sculpts. There are different types of bionics. There's cybernetic implants, and there are bionic sculpts. They have different costs and so forth with them. And where's pheromones? Oh, beautiful. Your beauty is breathtaking, but you were sculpted to make yourself look that way. Cost 25,000 burr. So there are things you can do to your body. Mystical powers, yes, there are mystical powers. As a matter of fact, one of the concepts of the game is that these weird powers have started manifesting in some people. It's not full-on magic necessarily. I mean, isn't like throwing fireballs like a high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons game, but there are certain people that have some powers, and it's like, where are these coming from? Some of them are okay with it. Some people think it's the end of the universe. Is this equipment finally? Nope, that's combat. You know what? I should just go to... Let's just go up here. We'll get equipment this way. Oops, way too far down. There's Rise in Factions, Combat, Weapons and Equipment, 102. Center that. Weapons and Equipment. So gear, clothing. So what do we have here? Does clothing count in the... I'm not going to worry about that right now. I know bags don't count, but I wonder if clothing counts. All right, so what did we have? We had tools ordinary. Sorry, but I'm not going to keep everything on the screen at one time. We had a communicator. So communicator Mark IV means it's system-wide. And its weight, what? Okay, well, this weight is heavy. So let's move this down. Oh, can I not do that? I guess I can't do that. So this is a system-wide communicator or an orbital-wide communicator. Either way, it says 4, which they're both heavy. So this would take up actually 2 lines. No, I'm just going to delete this one. And we'll just put quotes. Flight suit. I said, I can't remember if clothing counts. Oh, no, clothing counts as tiny. And a flight suit, unless this game's going to say something different, which I don't see why it would. I work for the Air Force, and flight suits, where I'm from, are just clothes. So I'm going to take that out of there. I'm going to put this down here. If they come back and say that no, space flight suits include a lot of different, god damn it, got a lot of different things, well then, you know, I'll look at that. I see flight suits as closed. Exoshell, I don't see that on this list. Is it on a different? And tools ordinary, I don't see that on this list either. Hopefully there is another list. So those are just everyday items. Okay. By the way, they do show some of the dress. It's a mercenary and a jalaba. I hope I pronounced that right. I probably did not. Anyway, so it does have that Arabic design to it. Stevedore with a coat. Let's get that off there. I'm seeing chat has all but died, so I'm guessing everybody's bored now. Trauma kit. So those are metallurgical. Have any of that? Tools and repairs. Here we go. Tools ordinary are normal. Okay, so that's normal. Okay, the only thing I need to find now is the exoshell. What is that? Survival and colonization. Oh wait, see a flight suit? Filter mask, but not a flight suit. Okay. Exos and vehicles. Here we go. Exo shell. It says weight 0, but it costs 2,000. Bonus is -2. God, what is that? What is an exo shell? A shell suit to protect the wearer in vacuum and other dangerous situation contains oxygen for 8 hours and vacuum soles that stick to level surfaces such as ship hulls. Well, that makes sense. But it's -2. So if you're fighting in your exo shell in 0 gravity, you get a +2 here and a -2 here, it balances out. So that's a good thing. Have jetpacks. Hope and see. Well, unless I see otherwise, a flight suit, and this is starting to look like weapon modifiers. Yeah, okay, weapons and armor. Okay, so we have the accelerator pistol, right? Oh, I that from the list. Accelerator weapons. There we go. Accelerator thermal weapons. I'll show you what it looks like in a moment here. Okay, I guess I'm not going to be able to copy it. TORPISTOL. Here are the accelerator, or there's the Vulcan weapons. Here are the accelerator weapons. Accelerator weapons utilize magnetic acceleration of tiny projectiles, hence the name. So it looks like they're Gauss rifles, little mini Gauss rifles, or what do you call them? Not if it's not rail guns, little mini rail guns. That's what it looks like anyway. So we need to. So the pistol looks like that little creepy looking thing. Doesn't it look like a musket, really? All right, let's accelerator pistol. Bonus is +1. Oh, really? You get a +1 die? And it's silent. Ooh. Range is long. Nice. That's actually a pretty good weapon for a pistol. It's got a bonus of +1, so it's a highly accurate, a crazy accurate pistol at long range. It only has a crit of 1, but hey, whatever. I mean, for a pistol, that's kind of awesome. So let's get that on our sheet. Accelerated pistol was +1. Initiative is 0. Damage is 2. Now, mind you, the way damage works in this game is for every success, you do 1 more point of damage. So 1 success, this accelerator pistol would do 2 damage. For 2 successes, it would do 3 damage. For 4 successes, it would do 5 damage. But it starts at 2 and then goes up by 1 for every success level. So you could, if you consider that you have 8 hit points, you could, in theory, with enough successes, do a one-shot kill with this thing. I don't know what the crit rules are, and I'm not going to pretend like I do right now. I have to look those up, so I don't remember what the crit rules are. Range is long. And comments are silent. Do I want to put the tech level down? Put tech 0. Just in case. I don't know if there's like a society that doesn't allow anything, or, oh, it's actually O. It's not 0, it's O. Like, oh. Okay. Now, since we're not wearing armor, we have a flight suit. Although I am still looking to see if I find the flight suit in here. If I don't, like I said, that's closed to me. Flight suits are closed. Axes, batons, so that's still weaponry. A blade of armor. Oh, flight suit. Armor rating is 1. Oh, that counts as armor. Wow. Armor rating of 1 and no other features with it. It doesn't even say whether it's bulky or not. So this would be a normal size item. So we got to remove it from tiny. Got to remove that from tiny. And look at this. Just enough. Just enough strength to carry everything. Now, to be fair, probably wouldn't carry your exo shell with you. In fact, it didn't even give the exo shell. So I'll put this in the room. Boom. All right, guys. I'm really seeing the chat die here, so I didn't do money yet, but I'm not too concerned about that. Oh, money he took, it's 500 burr because he went with the pleb. All right, is everybody okay? Is everybody good? Or, I mean, bored? We done? I mean, that really is it. Pleb! Yep. So there we go. That's a character. And yes, that took way, way, way longer than it normally takes to make a character in this game. Again, I've never made a Coriolis character before. I'll probably even put that in the notes for the YouTube title, just because, you know, I couldn't find stuff in the book the way I could say in Forbidden Lands. But I do want to play this game, and had I gone to Gen Con this year, had Gen Con happened this year, I would actually have signed up for a Coriolis game if there was one there. So with that in mind, that is our character sheet. I could move this stuff up one. I'm not going to. Just generically speaking, this is how you make a character in Coriolis. It's very easy. That may not have seemed like it, but it's very easy. Once you know where the stuff is in the book, it's just absolutely, you can just whip through this stuff. You know how many points, you already know right now. So just by going through this, you know that if you're pleb, you get 15. If you're stationary, you get 14. And if you're privileged, you get 13 skill points. Boom, you've got, or attribute points. You got that done. Then you get your skills. It's 8, 10, or 12. Boom, boom, boom. And you're done. Probably doing the equipment is the hardest thing, but if you're starting out at a level 1 character, it's in the book. It tells you what you get. Boom, you're done. And if a game master says, here, have another 10,000 to do something you want, you know, you just do that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hardest part, or not the hardest, the longest part in this game are the relationships. And I think it's intentional. Now, it is something I like. I know the OSR community, which I love the OSR community, but there's this kind of fight between role-playing games versus story-driven games or story-based games. I don't like that dichotomy because I think you can